And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. Starting a little early today, about 10 minutes early. I got done with what I had to do. So we will just early. Let me see what the first 5 people are. Thomas showed up first. Fun NASA, MK_P, Crypto Angel 123, Christoph, then MKP, MK_P again. Okay, let me check the comments here real quick. You know, this whole thing, Arnold V is talking about, yeah, I've seen where the Coinbase and the Ripple both want to buy Circle, Stellar's mixed up and all that deal. Like I said, for the past 5 years, you'll have 100 exchanges and then there'll be 10. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, you'll see. Near the end, when this thing goes, probably when it goes crazy, a year or 2 from now, you won't have all the exchanges. You'll have like 10. Literally, I mean, you'll have like not a lot of places to go. The same people right now that are in power are the same. All the other ones are going to go away, disappeared. They'll be regulated out. In order for you to sell crypto, you'll have to have this license, that license, whatever it is. You'll have to have, they will make it to where all these exchanges, like Webull is already hooking up with Coinbase. You got BlackRock. Think about it. BlackRock, Coinbase are together. They're going to pull in probably just between the two of those two, maybe 20 companies from the time all is said and done. So BlackRock, Coinbase, they already got what? Stripe mixed in there and Circle. So there's 2. They got Webull. That's 3. And then we start adding them up. Eventually, you'll have like 20 fintech / exchanges. They'll attract about 20 to 30. You'll see. I already told you already 5 years ago how this shit goes down. Now, we're all going to have to act excited. When Ripple announces they have a crypto wallet, what? No way. Unbelievable. You have a crypto wallet? No way. We have to act very excited because we did not know. And then when Ripple announces they have a technology for trading stocks, commodities, crypto, gold, silver, we're going to be like, what? No way. Amazing. We'll show up at a Ripple Swell event and be like, no way. We had no idea. Oh, my God. I know nothing about it. No way. Wow. Oh, my God. You're not late, Chris. I'm just early. Rico is talking about Bluezell. I'm hydrating. All right, so Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's all out there. He was such a failure as a governor. I don't even know why he's talking about politics. He completely fucking failed. He's like out there saying, oh, Trump is embarrassing the country and the Middle East and everything. I'm like, Arnold, do you even know what you're talking about? You have no fucking clue. Trump makes the Abraham Accord like 4 years ago. Basically brought peace to the Middle East. That's not a big deal. Trump just ended the tariffs and all the punishment against Syria for the past 20 years. He's going to have Germany make their money along with United Arab Emirates. They're going to get all hooked up. Trump is doing the best fucking job imaginable in the Middle East. Ripple just got a license in the Dubai after Trump was in that area. Like, we can go on and on. Arnold has no clue. I don't even know why he's talking shit like he knows what he's talking about. He got something emailed to him by the Democratic dick suckers of America. And first he had to suck a big fat one, and then he had to read a statement. And I'm just like, why don't you just shut up? You're making yourself look stupid. You have no evidence for what you say. Whatever Crypto Hulk says, he's backing up with evidence. Because I don't just like talking shit like Arnold and having no evidence. Anyhow, let us move on. Let's go to the first article here. Oh, you're going to love this one. Coinbase. Let me show you the article. Oh, yeah. And all of a sudden, Joseph Biden comes down with cancer. February, March, April, 4 months after he gets out of the presidency, they want us to believe he just came down with cancer and he's probably going to die. They had no evidence of this while he was still president at all. Oh, I think that's illegal. Yes, it is. We can just go on and on with these dumb shits. Okay. I'm going to show you something here. It's pretty amazing. Like I told you already, all this shit has been planned out for the past 10 years. No other channel, and I give you evidence with it as well. I'm not like other channels where we just say this and say that. I provide the evidence with it. 10 years ago, all this shit was done. You had Ripple Singapore. In Ripple Singapore, they utilized a gold and silver and platinum storage unit in Singapore. You had a crypto exchange with gold, silver, fiat, and it said it had the concept and the ability to have securities and commodities on top of that. Now, let me give you a little history lesson. The internet, now, I'm not an expert, so there's going to be some errors in what I say. Right around 2007, in the internet, there was something called a placeholder. And in the system we call internet, there was a payment spot waiting for one day. This is kind of cool. One day, the three-letter agencies, the government that invented the internet, knew that we would have a one payment system. Now, it's going to get a little conspiratorial. This is my conspiracy with this. It's called HTTP 420. We're going to go into Wikipedia here in a minute and look at this. But what we had is some people in three-letter agencies that invented the government, that invented the internet, and a portion of the internet is already set up for one kind of payments. We have to have a unified payment system. But this was left alone for like 26 years because we have not had now that was the goal, to have a one type of a one platform payment system. 1997, this is awesome. The government knew, I think one day we're going to have a global payment, let's just say it, a global payment system, a one world payment system. Oh, dang, Crypto Hulk. Now it just started getting kind of weird, huh? Okay. It's called HTTP 402. It was built into the internet, okay? Now, look right here. Coinbase just released X402. Oh, Crypto Hulk, a new standard for internet native payments. Here we go, everybody. Finally, after 26 years, the governments of the world and the people at power figured out how to make us all slaves. It starts right here with this. Notice you got Amazon mixed up in this, Circle's mixed up in this, Chainlink's mixed up in this, and some other companies that I don't recognize right there. Coinbase is locked. Now, I went over this article already. I'm doing it again because it's massive, okay? I haven't really seen any other channel talking about it. I guess to them it's not important, but on this channel here, Lions Den Dan, thank you very much. FYT, Lions Den Dan says. Then we got Pizza Shark. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much for the tax-free donation. And YT, you can go F yourself because that's $50 you're not going to even touch. That's why YT gets all fucking butthurt. Okay, this is so massive right here. Whew. I have to go over it again. It's so big. Coinbase is hooked up. Now, Coinbase is like one of the biggest crypto exchanges in the entire world. Just got hacked, by the way. Not a big deal. Sure glad I don't use them, because then they'd have my name and address and shit and my account, how much crypto. But that's scary. You got Coinbase hooked up with BlackRock, the biggest investment company in the world. I want you to see, everybody, I want you to see what's going on. Ain't nothing happening until BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Citibank, Deutsche Bank, Standard Chartered, and other banks, they're hooked up with crypto. Nothing is going to happen, okay? When all these top banks get hooked up, they get their little pathways, these stablecoin pathways hooked up. First thing to launch will be stablecoins. I mean, we're watching it roll out in front of us. But what we got here is Coinbase just rolled out that platform. I'm talking about right now is that platform. Coinbase is launching a payment platform. Oh shit, Crypto Hulk. That enables instant stablecoin payments directly over the old school HTTP 402, everybody, on the internet. This is fucking amazing. It allows APIs, apps, and AI agents to track seamlessly, unlocking a faster, automated internet economy. Everybody, it's here. We've been waiting for this since 1997. This is truly amazing what we're seeing right here. Coinbase was given the green light by the top 5 families of the world to use with BlackRock to give everybody on the internet a one payment platform that is interoperable. That's Ripple, everybody. I'm going to show you proof of this here in just a minute. The internet economy has always struggled with payments until we had a one payment system like Coinbase just gave us. Traditional payment rails, credit cards, bank transfers, subscriptions were built for a pre-internet world. They're slow, expensive, geographically limited, and riddled with manual steps. I'm going to skip a paragraph and go right down to here. At Coinbase, we're addressing exactly this challenge by introducing X402, an open standard that leverages the original, here we go, it leverages the original HTTP 402 payment required status code to embed stablecoin payments directly into the internet. Oh my God. Do you hear what's happening? This is so amazing. Wow. Next paragraph, X402 lets developers and AI agents pay for APIs, services, and software directly with stable coins over HTTP. Everybody, I want you to see what's going on right now. This is so massive. Over the whole internet, payments have stopped. No, payments have never even happened since 1997. They haven't been able to have a unified platform until now. But remember, you've got to have a one payment platform to do this. You can't have SEPA and fucking SWIFT and this and that. You got to have one. We have that right now. It's showing right here. With just a few lines of code, X402 offers what? Built-in authentication, automatic settlement, and seamless integration, everybody, into existing web infrastructure. It makes monetization instant and automatic, allowing business and agents to transact value as easily as they exchange data. Everybody, this is it right here. They have got the global platform, everybody. They're showing us right here. The internet has the ability now to pay in stable coins. That's crypto. Coinbase says, we built X402 because the internet has always needed a native way to send and receive payments. And listen, stablecoins finally make that possible. Right now, everybody, we are entering something very massive, and I'm showing you here. I had to do another show on this. It's that huge, okay? Just like HTTPS secured the web, X402 could define the next era of the internet, one where value or money moves as freely and instantly as information. We're laying the groundwork for an economy run not just by people, but by software, autonomous, intelligent, and always on. Now, Coinbase had help with Amazon, Ripple partner, Anthropic, Circle, which is a Ripple, basically Ripple and Circle put together, and Near. So they had some help. Now, Circle. Notice Circle's all in this. Who made Circle? Jed McCaleb. Who made Ripple? Jed McCaleb. Oh, damn. Who made Mt. Gox, one of the biggest crypto exchanges in the world that existed a long time ago? Jed McCaleb. Our vision, hear what they say. Our vision merges X402's frictionless payments with near NEAR intents, allowing users to confidently buy anything through their AI agent, while agent developers collect revenue through cross-chain settlements. Why X402 matters. Traditional payment methods aren't just outdated. They actively hinder the internet economy. Legacy payment systems like credit cards and bank transfers were not built for today's fast, global, and automated internet. They're slow and expensive. X402 solves this by restructuring the HTTP 402, right there, payment required status code. A dormant feature, a dormant means asleep, a dormant feature of the web designed for seamless payment requests within standard HTTP interactions. So they had a payment system, but here's the thing. This is amazing right now. They had a payment system built into the internet. It's called HTTP 402. The problem is everybody has different platforms they're using, right? So you can't use the X402 unless you have an interoperable platform. Oh, interesting. And this is where we're going to get into, I want you to read the article. I'm not going to read it anymore. I could easily spend an hour on this article. And there's shit I don't even understand, okay? So let me check this. Information is the new oil, says Micah Ward. Very interesting. Stephen Morris, that's what she said. Now let's get into this. This is going to get a little bit exciting. Let me click out of that. Now let's go to Wikipedia. Give you a little short, painless history lesson. Not a big deal. I'll try to make it interesting and painless. All right, we go to Wikipedia. It's talking about something called the Interledger Foundation. What is it? Well, you have two guys that work at Ripple still. Their name is Stefan Thomas and Evan Schwartz. 10 years ago, in 2015, they created something called the Interledger Protocol, the Interledger platform. Let's call it the Ripple platform. Okay, so they took this platform and gave it to the internet. Okay. Now, I believe in 2015, they put it into HTTP 402. What is the Interledger Protocol? Well, if we look under the history section here, it was invented, I know it's 2014, but I'm just going to go with the article. The article says it was invented in 2015 by the two guys that work at Ripple, two German guys, by the way, or their names are at least German. That's not a big deal. Stefan Thomas, and Evan Schwartz. Now, what is this Interledger protocol? It's a communication protocol. It's interoperable. According to right here in history, the first paragraph here, it shows the document, the Interledger protocol, describes a communication protocol to enable what? Interoperable payments by acting as a what? Universal translator among different payment networks. Oh, so those two guys that worked at Ripple created something called the Interledger protocol. Now, I'm not going to get into this right now, but what that is Codius. So they took Codius, which comes from Google's native client. It's sandboxed code. So it's a big, imagine a sandbox that's a translator. So you could put any kind of computer code in there and it transfers it, translates it. So what I'm just saying is they took Codius. I'm not going to show you Codius article because I don't got time for that. They took Codius, put it into their Interledger protocol, which is the XRP ledger, and then they gave that to the internet right here. Look in the second paragraph under history. Here's the evidence for what I'm saying. In 2015, the World Wide Web, they had a meeting, okay? Who was there? The Federal Reserve and American Express and some other people. Ripple at that point, see right here, it talks about the HTTP 402 right there. Ripple took, I'm going to use the term Ripple, even though it's those two guys. Ripple gave the Interledger protocol that has Codius and the ledger technology, gave it to the internet in 2015. They installed that into HTTP 402, which made it interoperable, okay? Then here's last, and I'm done. Look at 2016. They tested it to see if it would work, okay? In 2016, listen up. The first payment using the Interledger protocol was between two different ledgers. The Bitcoin ledger on Bitstamp, that's Ripple's first exchange partner, was Bitstamp, and the XRP ledger on GateHub. They knew in 2016, everybody, that it works. The HTTP 402 that was sitting there dormant since 1997. In 2016, they tested Ripple's Interledger protocol with Codius. It worked. In 2016, they did a transaction, and then after that, it was a wrap. That's when all this stuff started. You got Mojo Loop with the Gates, Bill and Melinda Gates came into right there. They were right there. Mojo Loop says right there, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Mozilla gets in on it, 2018. Remember now, 2014, 15, that's when Ripple China, Ripple Russia, they were already done. By 2014, when Interledger protocol, when they gave that Interledger protocol in 2015, we already had Ripple China, we already had Ripple Russia. That is your first article right there. If you're not understanding, reread those articles. I want you to understand that. It's very, very important. Why? Because it's showing you all this was planned out. Yes, it was. Very interesting. Now, you won't hear other channels going over this because they're too fucking stupid, all right? They talk about dumb shit. I'm not getting into dumb shit. I'm trying to show you how all this stuff started. I like history, and I like to show you stuff from 10 years ago because then it explains what the fuck's going to happen. So Coinbase comes out with this 402 shit, right? This X402. That is a payment platform that is interoperable with the HTTP 402 in the internet. They're going to try to get the whole world. Coinbase is going to try to get the whole crypto space to use that technology, that X402. All right. David Marklook. Hulk, you're an animal. for this information, and I absolutely love it. You're the best. Keep doing what you do. We all appreciate it. And Caleb and Brown. Look, I came out with this Caleb and Brown stuff, and like, I don't talk about other channels right now. I'm told I can't mention names. So let's just, I go with things. I bring up evidence. I've been talking about some of this like Ripple Russia shit in China since 2022. Around September, October, somewhere in there. I come up with a custody. See, like these other channels, I won't mention their names. Like, but these other channels were like a year ago, I'm almost positive a year ago, we're selling nano ledger crypto wallets. Now what they tell you, now they have their own sponsor, which I can't mention. Now they're like, oh, I can't handle the wallet stuff. It's not good. That's why I had to have a sponsor that's a crypto broker or something like that. And I'm like, dude, really? So you were selling that shit, not believing in it. And then when you get a sponsor that's like a crypto exchange or whatever you got, now all of a sudden it's all good to have crypto exchange and wallets are bad, but you were selling wallets a year ago. See what I'm saying? These fuckers will have 6 different sponsors every year. How can you believe people like that? You know how many sponsors I've had in 5 years? 1, Caleb Brown. That's it. I love the company. They're the only sponsor I've ever had. That company I believe in 100%. I have had 0 sponsors other than Caleb Brown. These other fucking dumbasses, they got 6. They'll be advertising 3 or 4. They're listen to their show. They're selling 3 to 4 things every single fucking show. Whether they're promoting this or whatever it is, they're either promoting or selling. If you add that up in a year, I'll bet you they had 30 different things they sell. Okay. Let me check the comments here. We'll go down to the next article. And you know what? Joshua Joseph says, now I see a lot of channels promoting decent wallets because of kickbacks. Okay. The problem I have is this. When you say one thing and then you change it up because you get a sponsor, that's a sellout. These stupid assholes, I can't mention their names because I'm not allowed to anymore. These stupid assholes were selling Ledger wallets like a year ago. Okay. They're promoting this and then 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They've been promoting hardware wallets, Ledger, this whole time. That's been a fraud because they just admitted it. The guy says, oh yeah, I've had, sleepless nights and stuff and and now he has an exchange. I can't mention who it is, but now this person has like an exchange type broker that they're working with. So I guess the whole time they were selling the wallets, that was fake because they were terrified of wallets. Now all of a sudden they got this broker exchange they're working with or whatever. And now all of a sudden that's good and wallets are bad. But you were selling that shit for 3 years. See what I'm saying? I don't do that shit. Now, somebody like me, I haven't had any other sponsors. So if I go from, look, you already get the point. These people are fucking sellouts and it disgusts me. They'll have, 20 different sponsors a year. They're selling or promoting at least 3 to 4 things. And every 4 months they switch off and do some other. It's disgusting. Like fucking hookers, 80-year-old hookers. All right, let's go to the next article here. It's about a hardware wallet, or it's about a wallet called Nuvei. It's about Canada. Wero, W-E-R-O, Wero. Wero wallet arrives at the online checkout via Nuvei. That's N-U-V-I-E. What is this, Crypto Hulk? Nuvei has joined the European... Oh, by the way, notice how Tether can't get in any of this. Nuvei has joined the European Payments Initiative as one of the first providers to offer merchants the Wero digital mobile wallet. Very interesting. As an option in their online checkouts. Launched late last year to harness the power of account-to-account payments to help European banks take on the might of Visa and MasterCard. Wero, who has already enrolled 40 million people across these markets. It enables account-to-account transfers using SEPA, S-E-P-A. That's a European instant credit transfer protocol. And struck a deal with German merchants. So here we go. Germany popping up again. Very Ripple friendly. Now, let's look up. It talked about Visa and MasterCard. I'm not going to show the articles today. Visa spent probably $1.3 billion on Ripple technology. MasterCard is a partner of Ripple. They have a debit card together that they created for people. So now we can already see you got two Ripple connections with Quero. Now, let's keep moving on this. I asked AI, let me copy and paste this. Quero. Micah Ward, thank you very much for that. Tax-free donation, love it. What does he say? The switcher equals crypto sensei. Let's look right here in this article. I asked AI, what fintech company is Quero wallet working with? Well, we look up Nuvei. Now listen, here we go. They're working with Nuvei. Quero is working with Nuvei. It's a Canadian fintech company. I'm going to stop there and say Canada is a massive Ripple partner from day one. Canada pretends to be communist, which they probably are, but they were with Ripple from day one. I'll show the evidence for a minute. So look, we got Canada with Nuvei, but look down all the way at the bottom. If you did that AI search, we got BNP Paribas, Ripple partner, Credit Agricole, Ripple partner, Deutsche Bank, total Ripple partner with XDC, ING Bank, utilizing Ripple technology. Let's go to this article here. We're talking about the Canadian fintech company, Nuvei, is working with the Chinese. So look right here. Nuvei adopts Alipay Plus. There you go. Solution for connecting global merchants. So what we got here is by integrating with Alipay Plus, Nuvei is making cross-border payments easier for merchants. So now we know that Nuvei is working with the Chinese because they incorporated Alipay. That is a Chinese payments company. Now, I showed you the Ripple timeline. I can't share you this page right here. I already showed you the little video I made. On June 27th, 2013, everybody. June 2013. That's 12 years ago. Ripple China Trading Center was created, okay? And it was launched. And guess what? They were working with Alipay. Oh, shit. And Tenpay. Now, what is that? Alibaba, Alipay, Tencent, Tenpay, the Chinese. Ripple already had a relationship with Alipay 12 years ago. Oh, dang. So when Nuvei, the Canadian company, incorporates Alipay, we already know Quero is working with Visa and MasterCard. I showed you the massive Ripple connections with those two. Then I take it back to, I'm looking here at June 2013. Ripple hooks up with Alipay and Tenpay. That's more Ripple technology that Nuvei from Canada is using. Now we're going to have some fun. I've got Ripple China right here. I can share that with you. If you're brand new, you're just like, what the fuck? How's this guy finding this shit? If you look right here at the 37-second mark, you'll see something called Ripple China. Yes, 2013 is the date on this. 12 years ago, Ripple gave China their cryptocurrency. It's called the CNY, or the Chinese yuan. Why is it called the CNY? Well, CN, those two letters are short for China. That's a country code. And then the letter Y is the money, like United States dollar. US is the country code, and then D is the money, dollar. So here's Ripple hooking up China with their Chinese yuan. Oh, Crypto Hulk? No, I looked that up. They came out in 2018. Exactly. That's when Ripple announced to the world that they made. All these other channels are talking about, yeah, China's ahead of the United States. They came out with crypto in 2018. No, that's actually wrong. If you watch Crypto Hulk, he'll correct you because Crypto Hulk is the expert in this. China actually got hooked up in 2013, not 18. They kept it a secret and they tested it out for 5 years. No glitches. Then they announced it to the public. But guess what? They got it from Ripple. Technically, they got it from Justin Sun, the guy that made Tron. He was the one who was really in charge of all of that, hooking up China. Just so I'd put that out there. I've already shown that page where it shows Justin Sun. I'm not going to go back and find it, but if you look deep enough into the Crypto Hulk archives, you'll see Justin Sun's picture. I've gone over this at least 10 to 15 times. Let's keep moving. Now, we have an article here about the Royal Bank of Canada as a Ripple partner. Now, Nuvei comes out of Canada. And of course, they're working with China, and China's working with Ripple. And so is Canada. Here's the article. The date on this, I don't see a date. I hate when they do that. This has got to be 2018 or something. Royal Bank of Canada partners with Ripple. There you go. You can read the article right there. I wish they'd put the date on that, but I don't have it right at the time. Now, what I do have is more evidence that Ripple is, if that wasn't enough, I've got more evidence right here. Let me do a copy and a paste. Hold on a minute. Don't run away. Don't smoke your blunts right now. Just hold off on that shit till after the show, and that's for show. Okay, I got a video here. It's called the International Ripple Business Association. Go to the 13-second mark. 13-second mark. What do we see here? Well, first off, what is IRBA? International Ripple Business Association. What is this, Crypto Hulk? Well, Ripple hooked up the whole entire world. The way that they did that is through one of their companies called the IRBA. So where they go into that country, not as like Ripple Labs or whatever, but as the International Ripple Business Association. It was a different entity because you don't want to draw attention. So you come in as something else, right? Nice and secret. Don't tell everybody. Keep it all DL. That's why no other channel talks about this. So Ripple went into, and I'm looking here at the 13-second mark. They started off with Japan, Korea, Canada. Oh, look, Canada's right there. So what is the IRBA? It's a way that Ripple gets into a country, forms relationships with the banks and all this kind of shit that's separate from Ripple, and is able to get in there and do stuff and to hook them up. What is this? They gave them a gateway to the Ripple network. This is 2014-15. What do we see here? They give users the ability to move assets. Like what, Crypto Hulk? Fiat, crypto, gold, silver. We'll find out later in this video or another one that they had securities and commodities. But let's just focus on Canada. Notice there's Blue Zell right there. B-L-U-Z-E-L-L. Now, in America, you've heard of Zell. Okay. Well, in Canada, this is Blue Zell, but it's not the same thing. But I want you to see the relationship. That's a crypto. You can buy it on Caleb and Brown, BLZ. Blue Zell is about 8 cents. It's an early Ripple partner right here. I have shown this on my program before and asked people if you want, or shown people if you want to buy it. I would do it personally. They've been with Ripple from day one. So I just wanted to show you that. It's pretty cool. No other channel has that. I will click out of this article and go to the live top chat, and let me look at some comments. Joshua Joseph says it's 8 cents. When I started talking about it, it was 4 cents. So you could have just doubled your money. When I show you on my program, there's a lot of ways to make money. Hey, if you were a whale and you showed up and you put 50 grand in a Blue Zell and you waited a month or two, you now have $100,000. I want you to think in the investment world, anytime you can make 15% a year, you're doing good. Okay. I'm showing you how to make 100% in 2 months. That happens. When you watch Crypto Hulk, cool shit happens. We invested in something called Really Tech. It went up 1,500%. That means you 15x your money overnight. Now, you could have sold out of it and walked away with 15x, but it did come down. I don't know how far it's down, but it didn't go negative at all. But generally, when I show you stuff on Crypto Hulk channel, it's because nobody else has seen it. Like the Blue Zell shit, it was never talked about by anybody except me. And we started off at 4 cents, and now it's at 8. I think I mentioned Blue Zell about 3-4 months ago. So it's still probably at 100% gain in 4 months, 3 to 4 months. That's pretty good. And it's all legitimate. I don't like talking about now. The Really Tech was kind of a little dicey or sketchy, might be the word. It was on an internet site called pump.fun. I think it's a Solana kind of early, but remember, it was early. We were early into it. And I told you, hey, this one, I'm not putting money in, but you could make a lot off it. And some people made 15x overnight. Actually, about 5 to 6 hours after I went over it, it pumped 15x. I know some people that made some good money off that. Okay. But anyhow, let me look at the comments real quick. Blue Zell, the cow ice, is that the cow ice cream? Yeah, it's the cow ice cream. Don't invest in Blue Zell. Whatever, don't invest in it. But Crypto Hulk, are you teasing them? Just shut up. Shut up. In case I want to buy some, I don't want you guys to pump the price up. Okay, still 4 cents, says somebody. Okay. So yeah, its current price is 4 cents. Its all-time high is 9. But anyway, it's just a little project. Not many have 50 grand to toss around. I know people that got, I know this guy, I could tell him, hey, this looks good. And he told me this. If I recommend something, sometimes he'll shoot me a quick text or a call, or he'll watch my little short videos. And he'll be like, if I'm going to invest in something, it's 5 to 10 G's. And that's at a minimum. The absolute minimum he'll put in is like 5 or 10 G's. If I tell him, hey, you need to get that, minimum 5, 10. If I start showing serious connects, like an Ondo type connection with BlackRock and shit, that's about 50 to 60 G's. All right. How do I get a membership? Says Medicare Cowboy. Well, you got to have a phone, a telefono, and you have to actually have a YouTube, an application for YouTube on your phone. It has to be on the phone. I know it sounds weird, but you got to get an app on your phone or get a friend's phone and get the fucking app, whatever it is. Username, password, do all that shit, verify it, and then you'll see down at the bottom, because you won't see this stuff. If you don't have the phone app, you won't see at the bottom how you can join and donate and shit like that. So there you have it. And then somebody said, Joshua Joseph says, We Can was a great call. So I went over the crypto called We Can. I think that relates to maybe the Roth, and I will not say child, and I won't say family. We Can was one of those where I had to speak in code. Okay. It's going to be a fucking giant. Let me tell you. Michael Ward, thank you very much. I'm still into We Can. It's up 183%. at 0.0043. Appreciate what you do, Hulk. So the weekend shit, I told you about that. It's still up 183%. Damn, Crypto Hulk. And I think I only talked about that 2-3 months ago. That's fucking amazing. But that's how it is on Crypto Hulk Show. You don't hear this shit on other channels. These people are so fucking stupid. They get you into shit where you get wrecked. Shit that we talk about here, nobody goes into the negative. Nobody gets wrecked. It either goes up a whole bunch or it goes up a little, but nobody gets wrecked. That's how I do. Because I'm not going to talk about like the weekend shit. It's tied in with, you know what, family, dude. Like, I can't talk about that family. That's why we get into shit. We get into certain things where I'll show you who they're tied in with. And I don't invest in a lot of this stuff because then, you know what, people will say, oh, you're just getting into it so you can pump it. I didn't buy Weekend. So then the dumbasses will say, oh, you're just talking about, see, it don't matter what I do. That's why I don't listen to dumbasses. I do what the fuck I want. I talk to you guys about different cryptos. I'm very open and honest whether I buy or I don't buy. If I'm going to pump and dump it, that gets illegal. So I can't really, so I'm only, look, if I buy shit, I have to hold it. I can't, it's illegal for me to buy shit and say, hey, everybody, let's pump it and dump it. That's illegal. So, if I get a Weekend, it would be for me to hold it. Now, if you guys, I could say, so I can't tell you what to do, but I could say, I have a friend who's going to pump it and fucking dump it. And then I can change the subject, but I can't tell you to. That's illegal if I do that. So now if I wink, then it's probably giving signals and then I can get trouble. But I'm allowed to tell you what my friend's going to do, but just not what I'm going to do. I have to be ready to be in court. And if somebody were asked to watch the video, I don't ever sell off on shit. If anything, I'll buy it. Now, if I buy something, I'll do it before I tell you. And then the price, some people say, oh, well, then the price will go up. Yeah, but I'm not selling because I'm not trying to go to jail. So I'm going to buy some shit before I tell you, because once I tell some of you fuckers that you're going to buy the shit out of it, and then it's going to go up 183%, or it's going to go up like 1,500%, like Really Tech, that shit went up 1,500%. I'm not going to buy shit and have you guys pump it up after I tell you. So I'm going to buy it first and then tell you, but I'm not selling. So these cryptos, look, these cryptos, you have to time it right. Okay, I'm not an investment broker. This is not an investment channel. I don't know anything about crypto. There are people who know how to trade. That means they can go in, buy Really Tech, and it goes up 1,500%. They know when to sell and get out. I don't know when to do that. And if people get wrecked on anything you invest in, that's on you. Don't invest in it, then you won't get wrecked in it. How about that? Just don't invest in anything at all. Don't take a chance, and then just do that. Now, I don't have an ability. What I do is I invest in real world use case. I don't invest in pumps and dumps. I don't. Some of you guys do. Some of you make a lot of money off it. So, look, investing isn't for like idiots. You have to know what you're doing. So that's like another thing when you invest. That's why I'm not good at investing. I'm a long-term investor. I'll invest in it and let's see how it looks in 5 years, 7 years. I know people that can buy something, time it just right, and dump it and make 500%. You're not one of those people, maybe. Some of you are. You're very skilled at doing that. So what I'm going to do is present you information, and then you do, if you're good, invest, pump it, and dump it. And if you're not, then don't do shit. It's that fucking easy. I mean, I shouldn't have, this is like 5th grade, me trying to tell people shit like this. You shouldn't even be investing unless you know what you're doing. Oh, we got right here. LAES popped today at $3.10. Interesting. Yeah, that's a good crypto too, the Seals Q. Eric M, smash the like button. Thank you very much for the tax-free donation. Eric says late fee, wrecked proof insurance. And then you got Plume. Why do you guys always talk about Plume? I mean, I talked about it and it's good. Michael G, something like 50 cents. Thanks, Hulk. Somebody says, Stu, haha, I know you like that Plume. There must be some kind of inside joke I don't want to know about. Let me go to the next article. We got 10 minutes. Algorand. Oh, shit. Let me look on my Caleb Brown account. Hold on. Let me go. Caleb. I'm going to see what's going on with my crypto. Probably nothing. I'll just end up being depressed. Okay, I got to go to Google Authenticator. Google. Okay. Okay, it went up a tiny dinky little bit since yesterday. Okay, I got Zebek. How much Zebek do I got? Oh shit. I got a lot. With Zebek, if I have one XRP, I got 12 times more Zebek than XRP. So if I got one XRP, I got 12 Zebeks. Okay. Next, crypto, Hedera. For every one XRP, I got about one HBAR. I got a little bit more than one, like 1.10. Yeah, 1.10, something like that. But I got like 1-to-1, HBAR and XRP. Flare network. I almost have for every one XRP, 4 Flare. Okay, ZK Sync, which is a competitor to Ethereum and Solana. It's number 2. Ethereum's number 1 platform of tokenization. ZK Sync's number 2. For every 1 XRP, I have 1/2 of a ZK Sync. So it's about 2-to-1. For every 1 ZK Sync, I got 2 XRP. That's like my ratio with that right now. I don't have much ZK Sync. I got to build that up. Zebek Network. Did I read that one already? Hold on a minute. I already read that one. So ZK. Okay, I went over them. I already went over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Okay, so on Caleb Brown, that's what I have in institutional custody. And there you have that. Let me click out of this. Check the comment section here. Oh, kind of new to crypto. Thanks for that donation. Tax-free. It says ISO 20022 equals safety. Thanks for the heads up on BLU. I think it's BLZ, but it could be BLU, but I think it's BLZ. But yeah, it's just something that, it was an early Ripple partner. They're very innovative. They were there from the beginning in Blue Zell, and it might be worth having some. I mean, I don't have any, but I'm open. And then on my ledger, I've got XRP and fucking VeChain. So that's my those are the cryptos that I have. The only thing I pumped and dumped and told you was Dogecoin. And that was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. I told you I put $1,000 in a Dogecoin. It went up to like $3,000 worth of Doge. And then I sold it off and made $2,000 profit. And then after that, while I had it in there, Uphold was trying to say, oh, yeah, we've changed our things and you need to give us your tax forms in like 30 days. I'm like, oh, shit. So I cashed out before the 30 days so I wouldn't have to pay tax. Because I was like, hey, you can take this, Uphold and the IRS. You want me to give you my tax forms? These stupid bitches. Are you serious? Thank you, Crypto Hulk, says El Coco Loco. Thank you very much for that tax-free donation there. I'm ready to go to the next article. Blue Zell's currently at 4 cents. It was at 9 cents. It is available on Caleb and Brown. Sometimes they got it, maybe sometimes they don't, but just check to see. I think it's BLZ. Yeah, BLZ. If you want to buy it, I'd recommend it. It's solid. It has a use case for like copyright, so it protects artists, any kind of artist you can copyright your work. So that's a good use case right there. Did you see Charles Hodgkinson, the guy that started Cardano, being investigated for fraud? Look, I already showed you already. Cardano is one of the founders of Ethereum. And when Ethereum first started, they had an illegal security sales. So Charles Hodgkinson's been dirty from day one. I'm the only person talking about that on the internet. The Chinese were involved, all kinds of shit. It's a fucking black hole. Here we go. Let's talk about Quantos. Cinco Seis. Quantos. Crypto Hulk, that's Cuatros. Cinco Seis, not Quantos. You know what? It's my fucking show. If I want to call it Quantos Cinco Seis, then it's Quantos Cinco Seis, pendejo. Why don't you go come mierda? Okay. Or coma mierda. Quantos brings European Crypto Hulk. Are you okay? Is that a trick question, by the way? Quantos brings. Oh yeah, my name's Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor. I don't know anything about crypto. I don't know anything about investing. Don't watch this show. Anything you think is financial advice will get you financially destroyed on my channel. Before every show, I take heavy illegal drugs, heroin, cocaine, angel dust, opium, anything you can think of. I watch midget porn for probably 15 minutes before a show, so you know that I'm fucked up. Okay, whoops, didn't mean to say that. Too bad I already said it. I'll have to delete it after the show. Quantos brings European. This is your last article because we're already pushing 1 hour. Quantos brings European regulated stablecoins to Algorand. Oh, shit, Algorand. What's Algorand going for, everybody? Somebody look, Algorand. $0.21. Okay. 21 cents. I don't personally fuck with ADA. I've never liked Charles Hodgkins. He's only talked shit about XRP and stuff the whole time. Now all of a sudden he's starting to kiss up. I don't know why. I've never liked him. I don't fucking care what happens to him. You can hold Cardano if you want. I'm not buying none of that shit. To me, Cardano's like buying Bitcoin or Ethereum, but you buy whatever you want. I'm not the crypto expert, all right? Now, Algorand's 22 cents. All right. Let's read this article. Now, this next section I'm going over, let me take a look. This is all Algorand. I don't talk a lot about Algorand. I don't see a lot of news with Algorand, but right now, okay, the remaining show is about Algorand and this Quantos. So Quantos is a company, and they launched two stable coins, one for Europe and one for the United States. In Europe, it's called EURQ, and the United States is called US dollar Q, USDQ. It is compliant with MiCA, unlike Tether, okay? So Quantos is a stable coin that's got a green light in Europe, and guess what? They got Algorand on their team. They're fucking winners, okay? Now, go to the, let's see, third paragraph. Wait, Blue Adept. Blue Adept, thank you very much. Hit me again. Hit me again, Hulk. And this time out some stank on it. I don't even know what the hell that is. Okay. Quantos right here. Let me do a copy and a paste. Copy. So we know that it's MiCA approved. I want you to go to the second paragraph, last sentence. Second paragraph, last sentence. Stablecoins are especially important. Now, this is very interesting. I told you already. Here's what I did. When all the stablecoin shit started popping off, a month ago, month and a half, maybe a month, it started going crazy with stablecoins. Every fucking day, something with stablecoins, right? Okay. Even today, I told you the platform for all the stablecoin shit is crypto, because stablecoins are a crypto. Okay. So what they're doing is they're trying to get the average normie. The average normal person's a normie, okay? The normies, they hear stablecoins, oh, it's only $1. I'm not interested in I don't want to know anything about stablecoins. Fuck that, right? Here's why you need to know. We're going over Quantos. Someone's going to say, but Hulk, EURQ is a stablecoin. It's only worth $1. And then Crypto Hulk, USDQ is only worth $1. Okay, but who made it? Oh, Algorand. That's a crypto that you should, okay, that's a crypto that Crypto Hulk is probably going to invest in when he gets paid on the first of the month. I get my allowance, okay? Algorand. I told you these stable coins, when they make the roads, the bridges, and all that, they're getting everything set up for crypto, everybody. Why? Because stable coins are crypto. The same rails, the same roads that make for these stable coins, all this crypto, these trillions and trillions and quadrillions of dollars that are going to run on the stablecoin roads. Follow the stablecoin road, like follow the yellow brick road. Stablecoins are especially important for tokenized real-world assets. Oh, shit. Not like Bitcoin. Nothing backs Bitcoin. We're talking here about tokenized real stablecoins are tokenized real-world assets. That's what the future is going to be. Let me show you. They're warming you up like you're a boxer, right? Okay, you get in there. They have the trainer rub the neck a little bit. You know, the boxer's getting ready. That's what stablecoins are. You're not getting this? The roads that we're building right now for stablecoins, the crypto, here's the biggest secret nobody knows. The quadrillions of dollars are going to run on those same roads. Oh, shit. That's what we're talking about, these little piddly $1 stablecoins, because here's the secret. Algorand just made a stable coin. Sorry, I meant that to be a secret. Ripple Labs has got their stable coin. Stellar has got Circle. Okay. They're ready to start busting moves. Stable coins are especially important for tokenized real world assets. And Algorand's unique ability, what does unique mean? Like almost nobody has it. Algorand's unique ability, time to buy Algorand, to allow what? Atomic swaps between stable coins and what? Real world assets. Enables a risk-free. Well, I don't want to buy crypto because it's just, there's so much risk. Gosh, Crypto Hulk. Don't bad people like drug dealers? But no, just Crypto Hulk, crypto's so risky. Gosh, how do you young people do it? It's called watching Crypto Hulk. And when he talks about a crypto, that's probably the one you need to fucking buy. So right now, what crypto is Crypto Hulk talking about? It's Algorand, you fucking moron. So go to Caleb and Brown and buy your Algorand and be a good little granny and shut the fuck up. Okay, so we got that article done. Now go down to the third paragraph. It starts with this. Folks Finance, FOLKX. Folks Finance is the largest DeFi protocol on Algorand. Okay, stop. Listen up. Remember I told you, Flare, XDC is designed for like DeFi and big, massive amounts of fucking stock market exchange stuff, right? That's not happening yet. DeFi is going to happen later. Not right now. You're not going to get rich. Algorand is getting set up for DeFi. I've told you already, DeFi, that's why I got the Flare right now. Because at like 1.8 cents. I got 4 times as much Flare. Why? Because that's DeFi shit. It hasn't even taken off yet. That's why Flare is like 1.7 cents. That's why XDC is at 7. It has not taken off. It's designed for DeFi and for the big stock and bond shit. They go last. Okay, and then we all get rich after that. Right now, what do we got? Stable coins for the poor people, okay? They're laying out the foundations. Algorand is dealing with DeFi. That comes later. That's why Algorand's 20 cents now. That's why it's not 2, 3, 5, 10 bucks, because it's for DeFi. That comes later. Do you get this shit? You're not going to buy Algorand today, and then tomorrow will be rich. I'm just letting you know. Algorand's for DeFi. When is that? Maybe a year or 2. I don't know. Maybe 6 months. I don't know this fucking shit. What I know is that DeFi and all the big stocks and all that run on XDC, that's later. That's like near the end. Stablecoins getting set up now. All the roads for stablecoins because they're preparing for the DeFi shit like Algorand to start taking over DeFi with Flare. I'm just letting you know. And XDC, just letting you know what's coming down the road. My job is to keep you 1 to 2 years or more ahead. Folks Finance is the largest DeFi protocol on Algorand, offering lending, borrowing, and liquid staking services for Algorand and other assets. Go down to the 5th paragraph. It mentions in the first sentence, expanding EURQ and the USDQ beyond Ethereum to Algorand. Oh, shit. Like I told you already, everybody, they all start with Bitcoin or Ethereum. And all the rich people, when the poor little bastards like us buy the dumb shit cryptos like Bitcoin or Ethereum, because the articles will say, oh, BlackRock coming out. So that's why I'm telling you, like Ondo, it's good. Initially, it's good. You could have gotten in at 10 cents, got up to $2 and sold off. Maybe you hold on. Eventually, the air is going to get let out of the Ondo balloon. Okay. Right now, is it still good? Yeah. I don't know when, but it's like musical chairs. It's all good until they turn off the music. Now, a better option with that would be Axelar, which hasn't even started. Ondo is new. They all start with this Ethereum-based dumb shit, okay? Bitcoin, Ethereum, it all starts with that. And then they always leave. That's what they're showing you right here. This folks finance, it goes beyond Ethereum to Algorand. They're telling you right now, if you're brand new, they're telling you, we're done with this Ethereum dumb shit. We're moving on to Algorand for DeFi. Now, there's the guy who invented Algorand. He's a professor at MIT, one of the top colleges in the world. Why is MIT important? Gary Gensler worked there. Why is that important? Because I think there's a government agency there. Well, actually, I know there is, okay? That's where all this Algorand comes from. MIT, 3-letter government agencies. There you go. I got to stop kind of with that. Why also would I suggest somebody get Algorand? Well, because they're a partner with Ripple. Oh, shit, Crypto Hulk. Here's your title. Ripple, the company, and XRP Labs join the Hedera and Algorand ecosystems. There you go. That's enough. I shouldn't have to say any more than that. Now, here's an article. I'm not going to go over it, but I'm going to show you it. Here's where they always start, like we just read, beyond Ethereum to Algorand, right? Okay, look at this article here. It's about Quantos. Go to the very bottom. Last paragraph. With its license secured December 2024, 21X plans to launch soon. Initially on the Polygon blockchain. That's how they all start. So here's 21X. I'm sure they're not just running on Polygon blockchain. They always start with this Ethereum-based shit, and then they move on. If they start on Polygon, that'll be okay, but that's where Albridge from Stellar comes in. So now I'm bringing in the crypto XLM. Stellar has something called Albridge. We've discussed it already. It connects Ethereum, Polygon, Solana, CELO, shit like that. So yeah, 21X will probably start with the Polygon. It'll start, but it can't end up because that can't work. It needs a bridge like Stellar. So if you got Stellar, congratulations. I think that'll wrap it up. I got one last article, but I'm done. Let me check the comment section. Stellar's currently, what? 20 cents? Lester wants to know do you still recommend 50,000 tokens of each? There's no number. I don't have numbers. Now what I think. And we're back. Looks like YouTube shut us off. So Stellar's 28 cents. Okay. Somebody wanted to know how much of each crypto. Look, you got to have a number. I don't want my number. Yeah, it's somewhere between 30 and 70,000 each. I mean, you have to figure if it's too little, it's not good. And you don't want to spend too much trying to get big numbers like 300,000 of this and 3. So yeah, I would say 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000-ish of any crypto is good. You want a variety in case something happens, So just don't buy one. That's why now I got about 7 different cryptos. Maybe my goal is to have about 10 at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 each. That's just because I'm not trying to put all my money into some shit. And I don't know. So you've got to diversify. I got more money in gold and silver than I do crypto. I know guys that got $2 million in crypto and 100,000 in gold. I'm like, to me, I think that's dumb. Okay. Now, but then again, the guy who's got 2 million in crypto, he's obviously doing something better. Well, he makes more money than me. So look, you have to do this on your own. I can't tell you. I can't say to the guy who's got $2 million in crypto, that's dumb. Maybe he's got 10 different cryptos and shit, but still he's got $200,000 in each and 10 different ones or something. I know people like that. I know them. And I tell them, how much gold you got? Oh, maybe 200,000 in gold. So you got 2 million in crypto. See, with me, if I had 2 million in gold, if I had 2 million in crypto, I'd have at least 2.5 million in gold. So, but see, I'm just different like that. I'm not putting everything. I trust my gold more than crypto, but I know that my crypto will make me more. But I have to plan in case everything gets fucked up. I'm planning on everything going back to a gold standard because it looks like that to me. So right now, my ratio with crypto to gold, for every $1 of crypto, I got about $1.50 in gold or $1.70, something kind of like that. It's getting pretty close. As crypto starts going up, my gold's, crypto catches up. But I got, for every $1 in crypto, I got something like $1.50 or $1.70 in gold, something kind of like that. Because I truly believe gold's going to be at, and I was saying this 5 years ago. I was saying gold should hit 10, 12,000 if we're lucky. And if it's more, great. But I'm really shooting for at least 10 to 12,000 bucks an ounce. And I was saying that in 2022 because that's what I totally believe. So I never overbought crypto. I actually overbought gold, and I think I just paid off my gold after like about 7 or 8 months. So I took a loan out on credit cards, 4 or 5 different ones, maxed them out. I don't have big numbers, but still I maxed out. 2 of the cards didn't have any interest. I don't care about interest either, but just whatever. So I got all the gold coins that I would need. And I think I just paid that shit off after, I think I bought around August of last year or something. I just bought a good amount, a good chunk of change, and finally paid that shit off. So yeah, that's what I did. I got the gold when it was at 2,000 an ounce. And then it started hitting 2,100. Then I just dumped a bunch of fucking credit cards. When I think it hit 2,100, I said, I know where this is going. And here we are. Gold's now at, if you go to buy a coin, gold's about $3,600 for a coin. I was buying them at 2,000. So that's what's up. All righty. Yeah, if you look under my channel, you can see the cost of the gold. Right now, if you go to buy the coin itself, you go buy a gold coin, you're going to spend $3,400, $3,500, $3,600. Now it's different. Spot gold price, you can't buy a coin for 31. You can buy a gold coin for about 34, 35. If you can get it for 31, you're super fucking lucky because nobody else can. So with that, I think I'll wrap this show up. And I got one article for tomorrow lined up, 7 a.m. I got to work and find 3 more articles. I think I could do it. Right now, the time's about 6:40 p.m. And give me like 2 hours to about 8:30-ish p.m., maybe 9 p.m. Pacific time. And I'll see if I can put together 3 shows. I got to have at least 4 news articles minimum. And give me like at least 2 to 2.5 hours to get that done. And if I can do that, I'll have it posted in 2 or 3 hours. I'll see you.